everybody.
Hello.
We're here. We've got
Another week.
another Zoom. This is one of our few Zoom calls, but with a fabulous friend of mine.
Yes, and a personality that you'll not even realize she's not in the room.
She's amazing. It's Tara Strong.
I know. She's so phenomenal. I'm a big fan.
Yes, and I mean, I think everyone at home, if you know her, you're probably somewhat of a fan, but after you hear this,
not even know.
You'll probably be a bigger fan. And if you don't know who she is, you will after this. And you will not be able to not hear her voice everywhere you go.
No, she's literally in every animated anything.
A thing. And this is What Women Binge, by the way. She does the voices wherever she goes.
Hey, can you give me back that money, please? What's going on, you guys?
We've known each other for at least 20 years.
We like to party. So since we have an animation star today, I mean, she's a star of many facets, but especially animation.
Yes.
Let's talk about some animation that we binged.
I mean,
Current,
it's still
past.
very much a thing in my house. I don't know
'Cause
about
you got
yours,
little ones.
but the kids are into some animation. One of the greatest things, and I'm sure we'll bring it up with Tara in a little bit, is The Little Mermaid 2.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many times.
Still, right now? That's an old movie.
It is. They rediscovered it. Probably during the pandemic when we were just running out of things to watch.
It's one of the repeat ones.
Constant.
Yeah. Did they do Frozen, or are they a little too young for Frozen?
Frozen 2. We're into
Tangled. My boys watched every one of those princess
every
movies.
Disney princess.
They were a little scared of the dragon in Sleeping Beauty, though.
Really?
Which I liked. Because I was like, that's how I got them to watch it. They're like, not another princess movie. But
I'm
then they
raising-
love all the princess movies. They love them.
I'm raising two little me's, though, because they are the same way I was when I was young. And there are certain Disney movies that are just too conflicty. Like, it's too much. And so they'll watch all the classics, but they'll be like, I didn't care for like Tarzan. They're like, it's very sad.
Oh, it is so sad, especially in the beginning when
Very
the parents
sad.
die.
Yes, they can't handle that one.
Spoiler, it's in the beginning. Every Disney movie has
Yeah.
a parent that dies in the beginning.
Of course. But Raya is the new one.
Oh, yeah.
We're very into that.
Well, what about you as like a kid? What was your, like Saturday morning cartoons? Do they even exist anymore?
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Saturday morning cartoons were a
You have cartoons on
big
demand
deal.
now. Like, you don't have to wait.
I know, it's true.
So
I feel like Saturday morning television is now for like some of the blue hairs out there that are like waking up
Smurfs.
early and watching stuff. But there was a WWE. It wasn't called that back then. It was, I think, WWF back then. It was Hulk Hogan's animated show.
Yeah.
And I just remember that when the Junkyard Dog would walk in, they'd play Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. And I loved it. I was like, that's my favorite song. And I just loved like when I think that's my memory of it. I haven't confirmed that that's real. That might just be in my head. But
I'm pretty sure I remember that. And I think I'm trying to remember all of the things. We weren't necessarily supposed to watch Smurfs in my house,
really?
but we did.
Is it because there was only one girl?
No, it was probably the magic element of it.
Oh.
Because
they lived in a hole and Papa Smurf could heal
Do you remember the
anything.
gummy bears?
Yes, that's right.
Gummy
Yeah. And the
bears.
Care Bears.
Oh, Care Bears.
Care Bears were so sweet. What were some others?
Sunshine Bear. I just wanted to.
Was it not Big Al? That's
Alf?
No, but that's a TV show.
Yes.
That was live action.
Yes, I loved
There was
that.
like Alfred. No, Al. Big Al. No,
Big Al's the
Fat Al. Fat Albert. It was Fat Albert. That's what it was. I think that was on right after WWF.
Yes,
right after
that
Hulk
was.
Hogan.
I remember that.
That was a funny one. Scooby Doo, right?
Yes, we definitely had Scooby Doo, Flintstones.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I literally watched all of them. I also read the Sunday funnies. Like that was a thing for me.
Oh yeah,
Like I loved The Far Side and I loved
Peanuts.
But there was always, what was it, Kathy, the one that always hated herself in a swimsuit? I don't know why. She was always trying on swimsuits and hated her reflection in a swimsuit.
I don't remember that one.
She was constantly trying on swimsuits. I'm not sure why. But there was also The Far Side.
Yes,
Love The Far Side. I need to go back and look at some
there's
Far Side.
giant books of those now.
But this was my weekend. Like, you're a little bit younger, so you probably had a little bit more of a digital age. But like, Friday nights was like,
TGIF.
or a sleepover birthday party. No, I don't even know that TGIF was there when I was little. It was like, maybe I was watching some, like, the Monkees on Nick at Night or something. But Saturday morning was wake up, watch. Like, that's what got you out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta go watch some TV. And then you'd get your 4 hours of cartoons or 2 hours, maybe it was 4 shows and 2 hours or something. And you'd get your shows until like the soap operas or the game shows or whatever it was that came on. And then Sunday was like digging through dad's paper for the funnies. And like, it was your weekend of cartoons.
That's pretty awesome though. No, I just don't think that exists anymore. Our children
I know.
have no idea the struggle of having to like wait for things.
Appointment television. I talk about it all the time. People,
Yes, but it's not a thing anymore.
they don't have appointment television. They don't have to wait through commercials. They don't have to listen to a whole album to get to that song. They don't have to listen to the radio to wait for that song. They don't have to call into the radio to get that song.
I think the only example they truly have of it is when you go to the movie theater and there's previews and they have to wait
Yes.
through the
Well, you know what's so
previews.
funny is when my kids were really little, we would only watch Disney Junior because they had those snippets, right? Like they'd
Yes.
have like Little Einsteins or Doc McStuffins or whatever it was. They were short. They were only like 15 minutes, so there were no commercials, and they were sponsored by Chuck E. Cheese or something like
Yes.
that, right? And then we started letting them watch Nickelodeon, and there were commercials. So my kids thought the word Nickelodeon meant commercials. They'd literally be like, they'd hear like an ad on the radio or something, be like, "Is this a Nickelodeon?" I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, is this a Nickelodeon? I'm like, are you calling a commercial a Nickelodeon? Yeah, that's what they would constantly
That
call
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
Still,
That's what they
Nickelodeon has a lot of commercials.
But they started loving it because they were like, look at these toys I should get for Christmas. Mom, can I get that? Can I get that? Can I
you
get
don't
that?
really see that even now on Disney. I don't.
No, Disney does a good job of not advertising, which is pretty bonus for the parents out there that are trying to,
Well, there's a lot of Disney ads, but there's not a lot of.
there's cross pollination of their own shows and stuff like that, but they have sponsors, so and sometimes it's like ABC Mouse or something kind of good for you, kid.
Yeah, and YouTube has changed everything because anything they want to see.
Oh my gosh, my kids they eat gummy candy. Like, have you ever seen these
Oh
ones?
yes,
They like literally eat like a gummy pizza, and they'll compare the gummy pizza to the gummy burger or whatever.
or to like real pizza, and you're like, well, of course, your gummy pizza tastes like pineapple,
candy.
and
Yeah, chewy candy crap.
yes, and they have there's everything is available in gummy form.
Everything. There's sushi. You can get it at Cracker Barrel. But the good thing about our next guest is she's been on all these shows, but they're all like really good shows.
Really good.
Like she
Fairly
hasn't done
Odd
like,
Parents?
oh my gosh. I mean,
I'm
hang on,
obsessed.
you're jumping my
I can't
intro,
help it.
Amanda.
Okay, talk about her.
All right. Tara Strong is one of my longest, and look, my glasses are all foggy, is one of my longest and bestest friends. I promise that you know her, even if you don't realize you know her. Her list of credits is extensive, and although she is rarely recognized on the street, if you hear her voice, you will for sure call out one of her many iconic characters that she has voiced over her 34-year career. People call her Bubbles, Timmy Turner, Raven, Batgirl, Twilight Sparkle, Harley Quinn, Rocky of Rocky and Bullwinkle, Ben of Ben 10, Dill Pickles, and millions more. She was raised in Toronto. She got her first voice gig when she was 13 in Hello Kitty's Fairyland Theatre. She starred in a Canadian sitcom called Mosquito Lake. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to talk to her about that. And moved to LA in 1994. Her voice is basically in every show or video game you have ever known. From Little Mermaid 2 as Melody to Sing 2 most recently. Together, Tara and I both went to Rome in 1997 to film Sabrina Goes to Rome. She played Gwen. And again, the next year on the Gold Coast of Australia, we did another movie called Sabrina Down Under. Then we reunited on the screen in A Very Merry Toy Store. And she played one of my favorite characters that she's ever played, Francine. She was hilarious in that movie. It was another one with me and Mario Lopez, and my mommy directed it. You've seen her she's been in episodes of Party of Five, Touched by an Angel, Modern Family. Oh, she's also Miss Minutes.
Oh,
in
yes, she
Loki.
is.
So she has a new show on the air called Pretty Hard Cases right now. And she is known for having the longest IMDb page in the business. I don't know if that's
Really?
true, but that's what she claims. But when you scroll that thing,
It's impressive.
yeah, if you guys don't know what IMDb is at home, I mean, I would think everyone knows what it is.
Yeah,
But it's
I think so.
International Database of Movies, movie database, something like that. International Movie Database. Yes, it's IMDb. I can spell. And if you go there, you can find out what anyone was in at any time. I mean, it's pretty accurate, not completely accurate. But she's also a boy mom. She has 2 big boys, and she puts her full weight behind her causes that are important to her, including her veganism. She's a vegan. And I can't wait. I can't wait to catch up with my girl, Tara. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Let's do
Bring
it.
her in. Did you know that in the last year, rates of anxiety and depression have doubled in the U.S.? These days, it can take weeks to get a traditional therapy appointment.
I did know that. As somebody who has struggled with depression and anxiety in the past and am currently in treatment for ADHD, it is sometimes impossible to get appointments when you really need them.
So Cerebral is an online mental health service that offers prescription medication, counseling, and therapy for anxiety, depression, ADHD, insomnia, and so much more.
It's so great. It's one of the few services that provides prescription medication online through a licensed provider and ships it straight to your door. You can skip the pharmacy lines.
Pharmacy lines. I love that. 82% of patients report reduced anxiety with Cerebral, and Cerebral clinicians are rated 4.9 out of 5 by their patients.
That's awesome.
So today, listeners of What Women Binge can receive 65% off your first month of medication management and care counseling at Cerebral.com/binge, BINGE.
That's right. Just go to Cerebral.com/binge for 65% off your first month. That's a total of $30 to get started. Join Cerebral today on their mission to make quality mental health care accessible and affordable for all.
Welcome back to What Women Binge. We're here with one of my besties, Tara Strong.
Yay! Hi, Tara.
Hi, girl.
So I was telling Amanda, she's got to call you Tara.
Tara.
And I'll call you Tara, since we don't know which way to pronounce your name, actually, after 20-something years of friendship.
Well, I've told you probably, my mom called me Tara and my dad called me Tara, and I say both, and I don't Tara. That's the first time I've made a rhyme out of it.
You don't
and I
Tara.
have to do that every time now.
That's your new thing.
And, if I'm auditioning for something like British or Canadian, I'll say Tara Strong. But usually I say Tara. I think more often than not I say Tara.
But you don't say it like
and
I
you're
do.
You're New
Tara.
Yorker, so you're like Tara.
Tara. You're like a carrot.
yeah.
Tara.
Yeah.
Well, the Southern women
Exactly.
say Tara.
Tara. Hi,
Hey,
Tara.
I like that, Tara.
Hi, Tara.
Be like Miss Minutes. Miss Minutes behind me. She says Tara.
Oh, there you go. Oh, so that's Miss Minutes. Okay. I'm not up on the
What do you mean?
Loki
You haven't
stuff.
seen Loki?
I know.
She
haven't.
has not seen
Your
anything
show's
that
called
brings
What
joy
Women
to me.
Binge, and you haven't seen
I don't have time. This is why I have to have women like you on to talk about what you binge, because I can't binge at all. Look, I'm trying my best here. Wait, so Tara.
I have seen Loki,
Yeah.
and it's amazing, and you have to see it.
Guys, I'm trying to watch The Mandalorian. Haven't done that. Boba
Yes, you
Fett's
need to
now
watch
out. I
that.
haven't
I
done
think-
that.
I think Loki's one of the best shows ever. I think it's absolutely
think
the
so.
best of the MCU shows for sure. I watched a bunch of them, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. I found it highly entertaining. I really did. I was like, I could watch that whole thing again. I think I did watch it twice.
Yeah, we
Well-
watched it a bunch in our house.
I will watch it. I will watch it.
You
people.
have to.
Especially because Tara's in it. I gotta watch it.
Hello, I thought we
Tara.
were friends.
So you were saying we've been friends for 20 years earlier. What were you? Saying?
What were you going to say before we started?
How long have we known
No,
each other,
I was-
Tara?
I was thinking that we've known each other for at least 20 years, if not longer, right? When was the first Sabrina?
I think it was 98.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
That's more than
okay.
20 years.
yeah. Okay. So I was thinking, like my friend Sari's like, what are you doing today? Mom, I'm going to do Melissa Joan Hart's podcast. I'm like, I've known her. We've been friends, like, I think over 20 years, and we've had like so much life together. We were single or dating other people when we first met.
Yeah, we
and
were.
Then, you were with me when I met my husband.
I
You
was.
witnessed some
It's kind of the
really
reason you met
crazy
your husband.
stuff.
I dragged you to that
and
party.
Then and then you witnessed some really crazy stuff, and then you were there for me like every step of the way when I was pulling myself out of it. So like,
I was there when you turned vegan.
yeah,
I was-
you're a real sister.
I was
You
there
are.
when you learned how to scuba dive.
I know, and we would do hearts under the water.
My nickname. Oh, we would do. We did. Amanda. So okay, back it up real quick. We were in the Sabrina movies together.
Yes.
I don't know if you ever saw those, Amanda, but they're really,
Probably.
really good. So Tara
I
does a
was a
great
little
British.
witch. named
She was
Gwen.
Gwen, and she kept
Yeah.
chasing pigeons that were men or something, right? Didn't you?
I wasn't very good at my spells. My spell was like that. Which
Yeah,
was
she
cute.
was a messy witch.
And I often get things wrong. Like I turned the boy I loved into a pigeon, and I had to kiss like a million
Oh, God,
pigeons
you went
around
around
Rome.
She went around
It
Rome
was
kissing
really
really random
gross.
pigeons. These
Yeah,
were not like
in
clean
the
pigeons.
beginning, they're like, "Oh, these are the trained pigeons or the caught pigeons." But I swear, every time they just caught new pigeons,
Oh,
and I had to kiss them.
They threw a net and they caught them. I think they caught the black cats too that played Salem. I don't think they actually had black cats. Those were alley cats for sure. If you watch the movie back.
Yeah.
So then we went to Australia. So we did that in Rome. And when we got back to LA, one of my best friends was Lindsay Sloan, who was on the series Sabrina with me. And she got a little jealous that I was friends with Tara. She's like, you made a new friend? Because everywhere I go, I make new best friends.
Yes.
Like, meet my new best friend, Tara.
I'm the
This is
Nashville
Amanda.
best friend. It's fine.
Yes. And so
I know. Every time I go on your social, like, who's this best friend? Wait, who's this best?
I know. I'm like,
friend?
can I have to either call everyone a best friend or no one a best friend. Like, I feel like
it's
it's
fine.
not fair.
I'll share the title.
You know what? That's smart because if one person's the best friend, that's the kiss of death.
Yes. Well, especially if they break up with you. But then,
Yeah.
so Lindsay got a little jealous, and so Tara and I were going off again the next year, and we brought Lindsay with us this time, and we did a movie in Australia, and the three of us learned to dive, and because we had to do a lot of because I stipulated these movies as I didn't want to do a Sabrina thing on my off time, right? I was Sabrina all year long. I don't want to do it, but ABC was like, please do it, please do it. My mom, being my producing partner, was like, here's what Melissa wants to do. She's obsessed with Audrey Hepburn's Roman Holiday. So if we could do a movie like that, so then they write Sabrina Goes to Rome. The next year, I'm like, I'm definitely not doing a Sabrina movie this year. My mom's like, she really wants to learn to dive and see the Barrier Reef and take her friends with her. So here we go now to Australia, and we get there a few weeks early so we can get our certificate. So we got certified to dive, and in doing so, we had just the best time. But what we would do underwater, because we were underwater a lot that movie, and on our weekends, like we were diving on our weekends. But we would do sign language.
Certified at Barrier Reef, which was really cool.
Yes, we
That
did.
is crazy.
Yeah, Byron Bay. And so we would do sign language, but not like sign language like where you learn like a movement for something. We actually spelled everything out. We knew the alphabet.
Yeah.
And remember
Right.
the song, the Venga Boys, We Like to Party was the thing. So there was one time when we were stuck in a current and our instructor went up to go signal a boat to try to find us because we were like drifting very far away. Do you remember that? How scary that was?
Yeah. We were like going against current like for a long time.
Yes. And we couldn't get anywhere. And so we sat at the bottom while he went to the top, and we sat there going, we like to party. we like to party. We were like,
Probably the subtext is hope we don't die.
gosh, yeah.
We don't
Like, let's
die.
party down here. We're going to party because John's got it. He's up top trying to find the boat. We're going to be okay.
You know, when you were telling your story, I was thinking it might be time for you to say, I really want to go to the Maldives to shoot with Sabrina. Like, there's something in the Maldives I
You
want to
just
do
hit
with
it, Tara.
Sabrina.
That's my place.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? The next year I wanted to do was Sabrina de Janeiro. That was going to be my next one, and do Carnival.
It's never too late.
I know. Sabrina de
I don't think
Janeiro
so.
would be fantastic.
I mean,
And
I love
as
like Sabrina
Nashville
and
bestie-
Gwen are like, yeah, and I love that Sabrina and Gwen are like mommy friends now.
now we're mommy friends. Our kids are
Yeah.
with us. Gwen still can't do
maybe
magic,
our
but
kids get powers. That could be a cute concept.
cute.
See, I just wrote the whole movie.
and
You're
we're
welcome.
in Rio. I mean, we're still doing the Rio thing, right?
Yes.
That's the,
yes.
okay,
I'm
that we're
for it.
together in a place is, and Amanda will come
Yeah.
and you can do,
Yeah.
you can style us because you have
Exactly.
awesome style.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I don't know what kind of witch I can be. The really tall southern one.
Oh, you could have fun with that. Oh, I like the Southern Witch. We should throw one in there. Hey, y'all.
You
let's
always
go-
need a Southern character.
I think Lonnie Anderson played one in the show, but I'm not sure. I have to watch my show someday. Let's just watch the movies back though, just for fun. Tara, what do you say?
Yes, that'd be hilarious actually to have like a movie night and watch our old stuff.
Oh, we could like
It'd be
live
fun.
Instagram them because you're amazing on social and I am not.
What do you mean? You are. You have like 1 billion followers. You're amazing.
I'm not good at it though. You have such interaction. You do your voices. I'm like, can we just talk about the voices real quick? Like, Tara's
So many.
Tara's the person that walks around with you. Like, she does the voices wherever she goes. Like, she'll just be
I
like,
love that.
What's going on, you guys?
"Hey, what's up? What's Melissa?
Yeah,
let's go have some
definitely being
vegan
my
food.
friend.
What's up?"
When you're my friend, you get a lot of other friends.
One personality, lots of voices.
I love it.
Yeah.
Kind of the
You
opposite.
know, and
of it.
sometimes it just helps. You know, like if someone owes you money, it's so much better to say, hey,
Can you give me back that money, please?
instead of like, give me my money, right?
Can you do baby cry?
You really want that?
Well, so whenever we have to have a baby cry, we've had her on Melissa and Joey. We had her on. Oh, you were Molly Dolly on Sabrina.
That was
Right?
fun. I still have the Polaroid from that somewhere.
So but baby cry, her baby cry. Like we brought her to set just to do a baby cry. You could go for it, Tara. Come on.
Oh
Just watching her face
insane.
do that is so
Does it make
insane.
me like have like
Feel like
phantom
horrible when I
like
do that.
letdown?
Oh, yeah, phantom
I have
letdown.
phantom
We're all
letdown right
lactating
now.
over here.
Thanks, Tara.
You're welcome.
But see, I best know Tara as when we first started going out and partying. I started calling her dirty makeup girl.
Dirty makeup.
Oh my
girl?
God, I can't believe you brought that up. That's so mean.
What is that?
I've decided
story?
I'm dirty makeup girl now, though. No, we were
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. I would have like a drawer full. I love makeup and I like doing my own makeup. I'm good at it. I like doing other people's makeup. And I'd have a drawer full of stuff. And I don't really, I haven't got very good at like keeping it all clean. So it's like drawers full of shit and powder everywhere. And Melissa's like, "Why are you dirty makeup girl?" I'm like, "Dirty makeup girl."
I'm like, we gotta clean
I
your makeup.
hear you in my head sometimes, and I'll like wash my brushes because I don't want Melissa to call me dirty makeup girl anymore.
You know, it's funny. I actually call myself that sometimes. I'm like, oh, dirty makeup girl got to clean her brushes. Dirty makeup girl had like the palette just exploded on a plane
It's really
ride.
bad. It's really bad.
It's just when the eyeshadow, like one of them, one of them breaks
yeah.
and it gets
I just
everywhere.
had a bronzer meltdown.
or
I
a
get it.
blush. It just happens.
And then when you're done with your makeup, your face looks pretty, but your hands are covered in crap. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like
Or you
It's
go to
true.
pull something in and you're suddenly covered in
you're
lipstick.
covered. I'm always covered in
or
stuff.
or I like when you accidentally get a smear of like mascara after you're done your makeup, like right across your face. Or
Well, you get that
something.
one
Oh,
little dot,
oh.
you go to brush it off, and it like
just
makes a
keeps
streak.
going.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
Good
So
times.
Tara, your voice is so familiar to me because obviously we hear you everywhere, but you have haunted my dreams because my children are obsessed with The Little Mermaid 2 and your
Me
melody.
too. Isn't it so good?
It's amazing, but it's so funny to me that they are drawn to 2. Like,
Over one.
Two's a really good movie. Two is like one of those. There's like a cult following. It's like one of the greatest Disney feature sequels, and it was so well done. And I got to sing with Jodie Benson in the studio, which was like I could have died the next day. And it was so cute. And they were like filming me, so like a lot of my expressions are on the Little Mermaid girl, and it's so cute.
that is really
And my
cool.
little sister was in that too. I don't remember what she played.
Yeah, that's right.
She was like the littler mermaid, like one step
Yeah,
down.
I can't remember what she was.
Did she play?
Yeah.
Did you have like a little sister or something? Did my little sister play your
no,
little sister?
not a sister, but
Obviously, everyone binges you, whether it's they're bronies or they're Teen Titans Go fans or Harley Quinn fans or your many, 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 many personalities. What are you into, Tara? What's your go-to? What's your thing right now?
I just finished Dark. Have you seen it?
No, tell me about that.
Oh my God, it's dark. It's really dark.
Good. Okay. Hold
Yeah,
up,
like
Disney.
I don't know. There's a possibility I wish I hadn't seen it because it really it's one of those that messes
okay,
with
so
your
this is not
brain.
me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Amanda's
it
writing it
messes
down
with-
right now.
Yeah, it messes with your brain. It's a German. It's got 3 seasons. It's the whole thing is in German, so that's subtitled. And it's about reincarnation and sort of being stuck in this story that we keep replaying. And they visit like multiple lifetimes, and then there's crossover. Like this guy comes to this lifetime, and then there's multiverses, and like keeping track is really hard, and it's very dark. It's not like a feel good. It's not Back to the Future. It's like, oh,
Wow.
bad shit happens here, and if we do that, that's going to happen again, and that's going to keep happening forever, and you're going to have to keep playing that loop forever. And you're like, ah!
Oh.
And like halfway through season 2, I'm like, I still don't know who the good guys are, but I can't stop watching. And it's
How many seasons are there?
there's
3.
3, and it's
Oh my
so
gosh.
masterfully acted and directed. It's,
Oh, that's good.
the writing, directing, and acting on it is absolutely brilliant. Like I was stuck on Manifest for a bit. Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
And that's just it's not like, oh, it's the most brilliant, but it's so fun to watch. Like the actors are brilliant. The show's hilarious and fun and interesting. But like really like technical, high quality, challenging material that makes you like, wow, it is dark. It's really, really good.
I never knew the stuff that you were into. That's so funny. All these years of friendship,
Mhm.
and would that kind of translate to like, were you a fan of Lost?
No, I didn't like Lost. I don't know. I change all the time. I'll start something and then I'll get stuck on it. I started like I was really late to the party, and I started watching Grey's Anatomy when I was in Toronto. And halfway through like season 4 or 5, I'm like, first of all, I can't watch another 50 seasons, and second of all, it's really depressing. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna like skip forward and see what happens to McDreamy and like
McSteamy.
I don't know.
I was really into that one for a while, and like probably like 3 seasons, and then I had to like back off. And then it got a little repetitive, and I think life happened, and I just never went back to it. But I do think it's one of those
sad
shows.
too. It's really sad.
It is sad.
It's very
And
sad.
The girl friendships are pretty nice, but like it's disturbing too on a mental health level.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
After your third favorite character dies, it's you just got to walk away.
and they're all just like they're
Yeah.
super depressed. They're super trying to get through it and like see the struggles of like the late nights and the losing patience and all that stuff.
Right. And kudos to those actors, by the way. Can you imagine having to memorize all that medical jargon?
Jargon.
Wow, they're brilliant.
Well, that's what I say about like
that's
act.
a lot
It's
of work.
kind of interesting when people are like, "Why don't you just stick with acting?" I'm like, "Yes, but acting includes learning how to horseback ride.
It's
learning
literally
how to be
everything.
a gangster, learning how to be a doctor, or a lawyer, a rape victim,
Yeah.
or like all these things that you have to like be and hold and learn. And the movie I just did in the winter, Mistletoe, Montana, I had to learn to lasso, and we had to square dance, and like all of a sudden I became a cowgirl for a few months. It was like
That's cool.
now I'm
But
doing a
that's
movie
kinda
where I got to
fun,
play a
right?
hoarder, and so
But it's kind of fun when you're researching and learning about a character that you're going to
it
portray. I
is.
think that's a big part of the fun of being someone else for a little time.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what I keep saying. That's like what like the actor kind of persona is, that you want to be anyone but you, right? You kind of like,
Yeah, you have to step out of your suit and get into someone else's suit that looks like you.
Yeah.
But it's challenging. And for me, I hadn't done a series regular on camera in a long time. And then I just recently did Pretty Hard Cases, which is now here on IMDb. And I was third on the call sheet shooting in Toronto at all kinds of temperatures. And she's a drug dealer mom. And it
So
was like
cool.
as if Harley Quinn was a mom. That's who I was playing. She was absolutely crazy.
and you
it
had
was
so
so
much
much
fun.
fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I
but I
could
had a lot
see.
to learn. And you know what? My secret was I would memorize on a treadmill because it's the only thing that I'm like, I got to focus right now. I can't look at anything else. I'm just going to look at this script. And I had to get back on those training wheels because in voiceover, you don't have to memorize. It's right in front of you the whole time.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's why I was jealous of your career, because you could have this amazing career kind of, fade into the background as far as like going to restaurants and stuff without like really being put upon by strangers when you're, having a breakup or crying over your
I don't know if
lost
that's
dog.
true for you anymore, though, because you are so social media recognizable now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. And I think I'm grateful in a way that I'm sure my predecessors didn't know how beloved they were. And of course, they were loved. Like, who didn't love Mel Blanc or June Foray or any of these other great talents? So that part's kind of nice. But I hear, Melissa, what you're saying, and especially when Sabrina and Clarissa was at its heyday, like you really couldn't go anywhere without people sort of imposing on you, and sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's not because you're human. And so I hear that because sometimes you're like, oh, I just want to unwind for a little bit, and I don't want someone to see me without makeup or
Well, it's
take a
amazing.
picture of
Like,
me
but you
this.
get to be like top of your game, and at the same time, and get that fancy table at the in the corner of the restaurant or whatever by using your name. But at the same time, like maybe kind of like Stan Lee probably did for a little while, like fade into the woodwork a little bit of like, I can hide here without being like, I can go to the
Yeah,
movies and
I
not have people
don't
try to take
I
pictures.
don't get bothered as much as you. That's for sure.
Yeah. But then again, I feel like, but you tell Amanda your story about when you cosplay because you go to so many of these Comic-Cons, right? You're the one that taught me to like it. Like at first I did not like going to them, but you loved them so much. Like she literally was like loving the experience, and I was like, I don't like this. This is weird. And she got really into it, and she made me feel more comfortable with it, and just to appreciate the fact that the fans want to meet you and say hi. And
Yeah.
'cause it felt a little weird to like take money from people just for an autograph, and like, I don't know. But then you're like, but it's a great experience.
I think that part still feels weird to me. I don't really like taking money. I don't handle the money. I have an assistant do it all the time, and I can't tell you how much free stuff I give away. If there's
Yeah.
a kid or someone who is broke or handicapped or not well or whatever, I give away so much free stuff. And I also pick a charity every time I go to a con and donate a portion to that charity.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, but like you in the beginning, I wasn't really into it, but then the beauty of Comic-Cons really comes from connecting to people who in a regular circumstance you wouldn't get to meet, and these people have filled my soul so much. And I have some amazing stories, if I can share a couple.
Yeah.
A lot of people dress as Raven. Raven is really, really important, especially from the first series, to people who struggle with being alone or feeling different.
Raven
or
is
whatever.
Teen Titans, right? Just for
Yeah,
those that- okay.
yeah, and a lot of people cosplay her. And this girl came over to me, and she was talking and talking and talking and talking. And I look over and I see her mom like really crying. And a lot of people cry when they meet me, Melzy. I'm not gonna lie, but this was
I know, because you mean so much to so many people. You're like in their lives.
Yeah, but this was like intense. So I said, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "My daughter is severely autistic and hasn't spoken in 5 years. And when she heard you were coming, she didn't shut up." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And like those kind of experiences make it so worth it. Or kids who are, dying. And
Yeah.
it's like their dream to hang out with the Teen Titans. Or
Yeah.
there was a kid who came to my line and he was deaf and he was signing that he wanted a Harley. And like you said, we know the alphabet. So I asked if he could feel the vibrations of my voice. Because his mom came over and she's like,
Oh.
he was born deaf. He's never heard you. So I don't know why he loves you so much. So I signed him and I said, can you feel the vibrations? And he said, yes. So I put his hand here and I went, hi, you're my new best friend. And he was like, and his face lit up and the whole row is like crying. And
I'm
so
gonna
it's
cry
like
just
this-
hearing
Wow.
It's this really, really beautiful place to give back to the fans. Because at the end of the day, you really are nothing without your fans. The fans are pretty verbal when they don't like something.
Yes.
So, it's a wonderful way to give back.
But I
And
love
yes,
when
I
you-
love cosplaying. I've done it a few
she does,
times.
and you've done it. So you told me a story. I think it was San Diego, and you were a different character, one of your characters each day. But like nobody believed, because why would they really know that it's you as Batgirl when it's
Right. Yeah, normally, like, I can't walk from my hotel to the con without getting stopped. Oh, Tara Strong, Tara. But this time I was dressed as Harley, so less people stop me because there's a million Harleys.
Right.
And like one guy's like, "Can I take your picture? Harley's my favorite," and you're like my 11th today. And I went, "Okay, Puddin', but am I your favorite?" And he goes, "I don't know. I've seen a lot." And he walked away. And I couldn't wait for that guy to get home and just like make the picture a little bit bigger. What's happening there?
Oh my gosh, you just reminded me. My sister Trisha, who Tara knows very well, and I were sitting in an airport, and we're sitting next to each other waiting to board a plane, and we like have this long layover, and a guy comes over and like kneels down on the floor in front of her and goes, "Are you Melissa Joan Hart?" And she goes, "No." And he turns to his friends. He goes, "See, I told you guys." And he walks away. And we're like, we look at each other. We're like, what an idiot. It's like one of our favorite stories. Like she looks at him. She looks at me. He's like, "Told you guys." And he's like, you just
That's
reminded me
a
of that.
great story.
I
That's
love
a
it.
great story.
Or have you ever had it where somebody comes up to you and they're like, do you, like they'll show you their phone, like, do you mind if I, do you mind? And then like, you're like, "Oh, sure. And you go to put your arm around them and they hand you the phone to take the picture. Like they want you to take the picture of them. They don't realize, you think they're asking to take a picture with you, but really they're like, "Can you take a picture of us?"
That's amazing.
Oh my God, I want to be a fly on the wall when that happens to you.
That's a great moment. That's when you would take a selfie just so that they can
That's
realize it later.
hilarious. I love that. I love that.
So here's the things I love about what you do. You don't have to put on makeup. You don't have
No.
to. You can, but you don't have to.
Yeah. No.
You don't have to be in a certain shape to fit in the costume.
Mm.
And
I mean,
you can work
nobody
wherever.
does anyway.
And you just squeeze it in a corset. And then you
Love a corset.
I know this one loves corsets. I am not about the corsets. And then you have your sound booth, which I'm assuming you're in right now.
This is my new sound studio. Yeah.
And why do you have a picture
work-
of the Last Supper behind you? I just got to know.
It's all the Batman characters.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I'm like, wait, something's going on because you're Jewish.
I have a few of those. The other thing at Comic-Cons is you meet wonderful artists and they often give me prints and sign them. And that particular artist does all like very famous photographs like that as Warner Brothers or DC or Marvel characters.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you in there? Is
So I
Batgirl
have
in
a
there?
few. I have a few. Yeah, there's Harley and Batgirl and
Ooh.
Ivy, I think, in there. Yeah.
I was in one of these movies. I don't remember which
Harley
one.
and
Batman
Ivy.
Returns. I think I was in Batman Returns as Dee Dee. The twins.
I remember that. I
The
remember you
twin-
doing
I'm
something like
twins.
that. You
I'm
should
Dee
be
Dee
doing
and
more
Dee
of
Dee.
that, though.
Tara, I can't do what you can do by a long stretch. My accents are
Oh
not quite like yours.
my God. Yeah, but you're so funny and talented. People don't know also how smart you are. You're like
Oh,
super duper weird smart. You're like
Oh.
weird smart.
It's true.
I would go with the weird
Yeah.
part. I don't know about the
Yeah,
smart
you're
part.
really, really smart. People don't know how really, really, really smart you are. Like they think, oh, she's cute and she, was in a bathtub commercial as a kid and then she booked this show and then she got to do this show and oh, she's had a great career because she's so pretty and funny and she knows her stuff. But also, no, you're like, aside from the fact like funny, talented, beautiful, like really, really, really smart. You're a
All right,
smart
you're
girl.
making me blush. I
true.
feel like this podcast has become more about me than you. Hold on.
I'll share the spotlight.
I just wanted to do this podcast just so I feel good about myself.
Well, I personally have to
There you
ask
go.
because I'm good friends, our family actually is good friends with the Hartmans, Butch Hartman, who created Fairly Odd Parents. And you are Timmy Turner and I guess Poof, right?
Yeah.
And You might play more characters on there. I don't even know.
Do you even know all the characters you play, Tara? Or do people bring
No.
stuff up and you're like, oh, I was?
Oh yeah. All the time, especially at Comic-Con. So like, do this from episode that. I'm like, you do it first and then I'll copy you. Do so many.
But yeah, I was Timmy on The Fairly Odd Parents, and I wish that show would get picked up for another 10 seasons. And poof, poof.
And we all played a lot of incidental characters,
So
Fairly Odd
good.
Parents, like SpongeBob,
I
like
see your name
Family
on
Guy.
everything. Sing too.
yeah, a
you
lot of
just
those
did.
shows have really versatile voice actors as their lead casts, so they often do all the incidental characters. That's why a lot of shows don't have a lot of guest casts, because if you have 5 voiceover people that can make a million voices, you don't need 100 people in an episode.
Just get them all in there.
It's a
at one
really,
time.
really fun job, I have to say. And you're right. It doesn't matter what you look like. You don't have to spend hours in hair and makeup. And for the most part, I will say that voiceover people are some of the kindest in the industry because it's not about what you look like. There is very little. There's some, but there's very little of that catty bullshit or we're authentically really happy for each other when we work because we're together in a studio and we're having fun and we're getting paid to be silly.
That's the thing. You have fun
and-
with every project. Do you think
Yeah.
I mean, the posting you did on Instagram with Teen Titans, was that like, that looked like the most fun?
Well, Teen Titans, we've been doing that show for over 20 years. We are a family.
Holy moly.
And,
Wow.
we've been through a lot of life together and we have an insane amount of fun doing that show. Now it's all been on Zoom because of COVID. But yeah, I think it translates because we authentically love each other so much. It's one of those magic casts that's really sustained. There aren't many shows that have been on the air for over 20 years, same cast.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now,
I mean,
how-
that's
yeah.
huge.
How long have you been doing My Little Pony? That's another big one in our house.
That's a huge one.
I think it's 10 years now. I don't know, ask the person in your headphone when Friendship is Magic came out because I wasn't in it. I wasn't in it as a little girl. Because I did start in animation when I was 13. My first job was Hello Kitty and
Oh, wow.
I did Care Bears and My Pet Monster. And all
I
kinds of
can't
stuff.
believe you
I
did
wasn't-
Care Bears. That was me when I liked that one.
So
Oh, you did?
I did. That was my go-to.
Did you watch
2010 was the
Nutcracker
answer.
one?
I don't remember. I got to go back and watch it again. I mean, I collected the Care Bears too because of the show.
Oh,
Like that was
yeah.
like
Me
my
too.
jam.
Also, those are the cutest dolls. And like, by the
They
way,
were.
how brilliant. Maybe like way ahead of its time with understanding
Well-
emotional and positive,
Yes.
Is it coming back? Because I've seen them in stores. Like I've seen the toys.
I think it did have a comeback. I don't know if it's still going.
I wish the show would come back.
You know what we should do? We should get Lauren Faust to like reimagine it and make it really, really, really magical.
Ooh, that's a
and
good
dope
idea.
and bring it
Lauren
back to
Faust is
life.
like this amazing writer that's a friend of Tara's that is like, well, she's the My Little Pony.
Yeah, she's the reason My Little Pony and DC Superhero Girls were so
Oh, so she's a
tremendously
genius.
successful.
She's a
She's
genius.
a genius. Yeah.
Cool.
She knows how to.
And also the nicest human and married to Craig McCracken, who is turning 50 this year.
Who created the Powerpuff Girls, and he's hardcore.
So the best thing about being friends with Tara, besides her lovely like support and love and fun and laughter, is that when your kids have a bad day, she will pop on the phone and do a voice for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I like doing that. I like doing my favorite thing actually is to record on someone's phone, like in their voice record on the iPhone. I'll do a message, and particularly for younger kids, I'll say just play it for them, but have someone else videotape their reaction
Oh yeah,
because it's so sweet when like a 6-year-old, it's their birthday and they're listening. It's like,
Dear Princess Celestia, I'd like to wish Jocelyn a very happy birthday, and she's so good at macrame.
and the kid's like, Twilight. That was Twilight. No, I know macrame.
Amanda, let's take a break right now and talk about cereal. One of my favorite topics.
Hi, it's one of mine too.
I mean, summer's coming. Summer is basically here. It is swimsuit season.
It is sleep-in
sundress.
season.
It's like it's sleeveless season. It's short season. It's all those seasons. So you know what I like? I like Magic Spoon.
I love Magic Spoon.
I know you do because other cereals are full of sugar and junk you really shouldn't eat. But
Not Magic Spoon.
is 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving.
And only 140 calories. in
Yeah,
each
it's
serving.
keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb.
And it comes in so many flavors. The variety pack especially has 4 of our favorites: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter.
Yum. So you can go to magicspoon.com/WWB to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code WWB at checkout to save $5 off your first order.
And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed by a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked.
Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/WWB and use the code WWB to save $5 off.
Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode of What Women Binge.
I'm going to ask you, we have a list of questions we ask every guest. And these are just some of the things we just want to know about you, girl. Okay. I mean, I might know. No, I don't know these things.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. What show is listed under your continue watching on your Netflix queue? Like what show have you just not gotten through that you still need to?
Oh, Sex Education.
Oh, I had some people recommend that to me. I watched one or two. It's funny.
I never have time where my children aren't around that I can watch.
Yeah, you can't watch stuff with it. She's got little.
How old are your kids?
little.
6 and 9. I have 2 6-year-olds and a 9-year-old.
Oh, cute.
Tara's got 2 boys that adore her. My boys are teenagers and they're brats, but your boys are older teenagers and they're nice.
Oh, they're such good boys. I feel so lucky. I feel so blessed. Look, you got the dope ass husband that's really good at taking care of the kids. Okay, mine didn't change a diaper. But that's another story. So I got 2 really amazing good humans for children.
But she went through years
and
where she didn't
best
watch TV
friends.
and stuff too. I'm sure, like you didn't get to watch everything you wanted to watch.
Oh, you've hit friend zone
of course.
with your boys.
Like, what was something
That's
you
good.
watched with the kids?
With the kids.
Is there like so your show, My Little Pony, is something I made my kids watch because I thought my third child might be a girl. Like I didn't want to know what he was. Before he was born, I had no idea if it was a boy or girl. And I told my boys, I was like, well, if it's a girl, we need to start watching some softer shows. And we need to watch some things that girls might like too. So let's watch My Little Pony. And they became bronies. I told you that, Tara. Like you did the voices for them.
No, it's
My
one of
son
these
likes it
amazing
too.
shows that transcends age, sex, wherever you're.
I watched like the wedding episode so many times.
So cute. I love that episode.
It's a 2-part.
I love it. It's a love. I love. That's one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
Mhm.
Okay, what's a book that's been on your nightstand like a little too long that you haven't finished?
I feel really bad. I shouldn't admit this on any kind of podcast, but I haven't finished Sorry Not Sorry from Alyssa Milano wrote it, and I feel like a terrible friend. I haven't finished it. I'm not I'm not talking about that right now. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Yes,
You'll
sorry.
get through it. It's still sitting on your nightstand. You're okay. Do you have a go-to podcast for long commutes? Or short commutes?
Good question. A go-to podcast. Okay, so I love, this is going to sound crazy, but I love listening to Damien Eccles. Do you know who that is?
Oh, I know that name. Wait, what? Why do I know that?
He is this brilliant guy who was wrongfully accused of a crime and spent years and years, I think it was 20 years, in jail. And when he was in isolation, rather than say, poor me, he studied magic, all forms of magic. And he now shares his knowledge with the world through Patreon, or there's a free YouTube. And he knows everything about every single kind of magic. And it's very fascinating. Like he'll talk about Buddhism, he'll talk about Kabbalah, he'll talk about Wiccan stuff, he'll talk about Christianity. He talks about everything. And he knows a lot about ritual, which I find really fascinating. Like I love ritual, even if you're making it up and it's your own family ritual, like something that you do consistently that makes you feel somewhat connected to source is really cool. And he's so smart. Like he knows, you can ask him anything about a tarot deck, about like a very obscure tarot deck. And he sits there and like, he's so well versed. Like he really took that time to like just immerse himself in the world of magic. And then he shares it with everyone.
So you just said tarot deck. Can I bring up the last time we hung out in LA?
Okay. Oh my God.
We went to dinner. We went to a vegan restaurant, which was actually delicious. I was shocked. And then we were walking down the street. I think we went and got gelato because we like our Italian gelato because we met in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And then next door was a psychic. And Tara's like, let's go in. I'm like, nah. And she's like, let's go in. I'm like, you can. So we go in and she sits down with the woman and the woman's asking her these questions. She's like, there's someone in your life with a W. She's like, nope, there's not. And then the woman keeps asking her these questions. She's like, And the woman goes, can your friend step outside, please? I have something really important I need to discuss with you. And I was like, okay. And Tara's like, all right. So I go out in the street and I'm sitting on the bench. Meanwhile, I'm like taking pictures over my shoulder of her with the woman inside. You can still see them through the window. And I'm like taking pictures of her. I'm like, what are you doing in there? She comes out and I was like, how was it? She's like, oh. Not good. Not good. Nothing whatsoever came out of that. Like, it was like, you were so funny. You were like, she knew nothing. It was so funny. It was such a great moment.
So terrible. I've had that happen before too. I went to a psychic and she's like, okay, is there, and she starts naming all the people that are not in my world. And then her dog came by and then 3 dogs came by and she's like, oh, I rescue. I'm like, oh, what a mitzvah. So she knew I was Jewish. She's like, do you have a Chana in your name or a Chaim? Like she starts just naming names and I'm like, no. And then she's like, you have children? Yes. You have 2 girls? No, I have 2 boys. Oh, they have learning disabilities? No, they're great students. Okay, like it was like thing after thing after thing. No. But I did have a really good experience with like a medium psychic guy. Did I tell you about him, Joey?
No.
He's incredible. Like he is someone that for sure talks to people who moved on. Like I went to talk to him and he starts writing stuff down. He gets my birthday, the kid's birthday, my wedding day, the day my mom died, like really random. And he starts writing initials and he starts writing color and he puts red. I said, oh, that's for my son. It's his favorite color. And he goes, no, it's for your mom. It's for her red sweater jacket. You sleep with it at night.
Oh.
I was like, excuse me? Nobody? I've never spoken about that in public. This is the first time I've spoken about it in an interview.
Yeah.
And it's a sweater jacket. Like it has a zipper. And he said, but the stitches are really big. The cabling is really big. I'm like, yeah. She was a big lady. It's like a blanket and I sleep with it every night. And it was like stuff like that, you know,
Wow.
He could have researched me all day and never have found that. Well, now he can, but
well,
yeah,
that's
he's amazing.
fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not poo-pooing on all psychics because I think there are good and bad.
Good.
Like there are good plastic surgeons and bad plastic surgeons and good actors and bad actors. There's good and bad everywhere.
Right.
So true. No, but that was hilarious. You walked out of there and I thought you were going to say some groundbreaking. She had this reaction like, Melissa, it was terrible. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, what?
I still gave her $100.
Let's go get some gelato.
Still gave her $100.
Poor thing, though. She was struggling there trying to help
She
you out.
put it towards
I
psychic
know.
education.
She's like, usually I hit one right thing a night.
Yeah, she was really struggling. Okay, is there a show that you watch only to have something to talk about with other people?
For a while, me and the boys got really into Squid Game.
Oh.
But that's not why I watched it, but we spoke about it a lot. I think that show really inspires you to speak about the human condition and money and what, really matters. Did you guys watch it?
Brady made me watch 1 or 2 episodes and Tucker was watching it with me and I was like, okay, Tucker, we gotta go to bed. Come on. Like this isn't for you.
Yeah.
I have
It's
not
a
watched
brilliant show.
I agree.
Wow. And really speaks to
But dark. Talk about dark.
dark.
Yeah, I
dark.
can't do
But you
the
know
dark,
what?
y'all.
You know what though? A lot of it is like real. Like I don't know if that type of competition is real, but the dialogue and the things that they said. There's a scene, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a scene where these guys are kind of talking in a certain way in a club, and I was like, ugh, nobody talks like that. I'm like, wait, yeah, they actually do. I've actually witnessed this. This is actually real.
Yeah.
And it's like it's an interesting story on, like I said, a human condition.
Yeah. It is. I need to watch a little bit more of it, but it was just that was enough for that night.
Yeah,
if you know
really
what I mean.
Very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Yeah, I think my 13-year-old's gone all the way through it though.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And now they get it when there's YouTube references to it. Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, if let's see. Oh, your all-time favorite movie.
Defending Your Life.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one.
I don't know this one.
Oh, she's a little younger. This one over here is a little bit younger.
Oh,
You gotta
she's
watch
that
it. I
baby.
could watch it 1,000 times.
Defending Your
Albert
Life is
Brooks.
writing
Steve
it
Martin
down.
and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep?
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks. Oh my gosh, Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep, and they go to heaven. They're both in heaven.
And they have to defend their lives.
Yeah,
And
you
they
have to go
trial.
you have to go to trial every day. Yeah, tell her. Go ahead.
Well, I love, first of all, it's like heartwarming, funny, sad, brilliant. And I love the concept that we're here to learn, because I've always sort of thought that too. And if you learn and you graduate, you get to move on to the universe, whatever that means. I don't know, maybe next place we go has no diseases or no bullies.
Yeah,
or
you
can
never
fly.
really see heaven, but this is like a purgatory type place.
Yeah.
But you get
Okay.
all the
So-
food you want and don't gain weight.
Right. And so when you leave Earth, you go to defend your life, and there's a trial, and you get a lawyer, and there's judges, and the trial of Earth is to conquer fear.
But you're
And so
watching
they
videos, you watch movies
Yeah.
of your own life, like snippets of your life, and you're like,
Right.
well,
Of
here's
when
when
you
she
stood up
was
to fear.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll be like, so here's when she was weak and here's
Yeah.
where she was scared.
Yeah,
Here-
yeah. And there's this really great thing with Shirley MacLaine where you go to the Past Lives Pavilion and you put your hand on this thing to see all the people you've been before. Because
Oh,
if you
yeah.
keep getting it wrong, you have to keep coming back and do it again. Like we've all met people that are definitely going to have to come back and do it again. You know what I'm saying, ladies?
okay.
So it's like, I
name a
love
few,
it so
right,
much. And the
Tara?
concept that you can eat whatever you want and never gain weight.
Yeah, it's like a smorgasbord. Of like you just
Yeah.
sit at the sushi bar and get whatever you want.
I love that movie so much. I
It's
could
a
watch it a
good
billion
one.
times. And every time I've watched it, and I have watched it a billion times, every time I watch it, I cry at the end. Every time.
Yes, the end is so. Yeah, the end is very powerful. I don't wanna
I'm
ruin
watching
it for
this.
you.
Y'all sold it.
It
That
is
sounds
so.
good.
I forgot about that one. I
Yeah.
watched that a few times as a kid, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a beauty product that you just can't live without?
Okay, so I literally went to Sephora yesterday. As you know, I love makeup and I'm trying not to be dirty makeup girl. And I said I wanted some stuff with no parabens and I wanted organic, obviously cruelty free. And they said, this is the newest and hippest. Try it. You'll love it. And it's called Ilia.
I've heard of this. I have not
okay.
tried it
I
yet,
can't
though.
see it. Can you see
So
it? There we
great.
go.
There you go. Yeah.
This is their foundation and it's full coverage, which is unusual for like an organic. And then I bought a few of these, which I love. It's eyeshadow that comes creamy and you just like wipe it.
Oh, very cool.
I bought everything. And I used it this morning for the first time and look how pretty I look.
I know you look fantastic.
Phenomenal,
And honestly,
actually.
the creamy eyeshadow is not going to make your makeup bag dirty. You're not going to be dirty makeup girl.
Right.
So
These
it
are
is-
all ways to avoid being dirty makeup girl.
It is saving you. Is there a show that you expected to like but then ended up hating?
Hate's a strong word.
Yeah, disliked.
let's
You
see.
disliked. You were like,
Expected
ugh, I
to
didn't.
like.
I thought that was going to go a different way.
I think I'm definitely in the group of humans that didn't love the season finale of Game of Thrones, but loved the show a lot.
Okay. I can.
Love the show. I think it was one of the best shows ever made for sure.
I agree.
But I didn't like the last. I really wanted to like the last one, but I did.
Did you want her to be queen? Is that what you wanted her to survive and be?
Spoiler alert.
Well, you know what? At this point, you should have watched
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think I was just disappointed in what kind of a monster they made her out to be in the end. She'd already gone through so much to come into her own power and, get under the thumb of misogyny to become her own goddess
I
power.
feel like I saw it coming though when she put all those people. Didn't she like put all the people on crucifixes around the kingdom? That one kingdom she went into. She.
I mean, she
You've
was
never
pretty
seen it.
brutal.
No, but I'm.
This girl's never seen it. Now I've just spoiled the end for her.
Oh, sorry.
Um.
It's
also,
cool, it's
also,
cool.
Jon Snow is insanely hot. And
Yeah,
I
he
want
is.
to marry him.
He is. I would agree there. I agree there. Okay. What about one food you would take with you on a deserted island? So let's say you're in the movie Castaway, but you get one
Yeah.
food dropped
Well,
off
can
to
I
you,
just say
airdropped.
that more important than food, more important than another human on a desert island, I would choose any day over a human or food is dental floss.
What? Really? But can't you just like use a piece of coconut straw? to-
I love dental floss so much. Like, if it's like, okay, you have to choose another human or dental floss the rest of your life on an island, I'm going with floss.
Are you kidding me?
I appreciate good dental hygiene.
That is really
so
weird.
I'm here
Tara.
for this.
I
That is
mean, the
bizarre.
idea of going to sleep with crap in your teeth, I just can't.
Oh my gosh! And I
okay,
fight
but
myself every night. I'm
food-
like, I should floss. I should floss. I'll just floss 3 teeth tonight. I'll do the other 3 tomorrow, and then 3 more tonight.
Okay, I know the answer.
What's the answer?
cereal?
Oh,
yeah.
which cereal
I
though? Can you pick
Could
one?
eat cereal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I like kashi. I like all the crazy grain stuff. I like anything really healthy, and I love oat milk. Oat milk is
Oh
the
my gosh!
best.
I
I
am an
literally
oat
had
milk fan.
cereal with oat milk last night for dinner. That's literally. I
It's
got
the
home
best.
late.
No,
and
no, that's my favorite dinner. I will do that with some blueberries, organic blueberries. It's the.
Have you
could
tried the
eat
Magic
cereal
Spoon? Because last night I had Magic Spoon for the grain free
What's
one.
that?
It's grain free, and I had it with the oat milk last night. That was my dinner. Literally, I got home and I was like,
No. Oh.
Free ad.
yeah. I was like,
Mm.
I can't think about dinner right now. The kids were already, they had been fed and getting in bed. And
Yeah.
I was like, I just got to eat something. I just want to put something in my stomach. I'm just feeling lightheaded and like had my Magic Spoon with my oat milk. Yeah, I
I don't
feel
know
you
what
there,
Magic
Tara.
Spoon is, but
That's
yeah,
great.
cereal.
Yeah, well, we'll send you a box of Magic Spoon because they
Thanks.
sponsor us.
Thanks.
What is one book you have on your bucket list?
Ugh. I have to say, I have a lot. Like, do you find yourself like anxious that you haven't read nearly as many as you want to read?
I got into it with a woman, not into it. A woman and I had a moment where we wanted to hug each other at Costco recently because we couldn't decide on which Kristen Hanna book to pick out. And we kind of bonded over the fact that we have too many books at home that we should be reading. We should not be buying more books, but we really want these books.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah,
enough
it would be
hours.
hard to pinpoint because there's so many.
But is there
that
like a
I-
classic, like an Iliad and the Odyssey, or a like for me it's The Great Gatsby. I just can't get through it.
You've got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love, any of those. Yeah. The only one like that magnitude I read was like The Count of Monte Cristo, which was brilliant.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't read The Odyssey. I haven't read.
I would stay
I've
away
read
from
any of those.
Dickens if you haven't done that already.
just
I'm not a
telling you,
Dickens fan, but
I don't recommend Homer. Like, don't do
no.
it.
What about some Jane Austen? Like, I love me some Jane. I mean, I am
I could
obsessed.
get down on a Jane Austen.
Yeah, I went to her
I
house.
haven't read any of her books. I
Bad.
like her I like when they make movies out of
Oh,
them.
the books.
her books are even better.
Yeah, it's like watching the movie.
Oh,
it goes
okay.
fast. It's an easy read. They're beautiful.
Yeah. You can feel them. You can see them.
Yes.
Like her writing is stellar.
I like that.
What is a movie you feel like you should have watched at this point in your life, but you just haven't?
That's funny. Should have, but haven't. I've seen a lot of movies.
Amanda, you want to name the ones that you're upset that I haven't seen yet?
She's never seen That Thing You Do. She's never
Okay.
seen Mean Girls.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I've never seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Okay.
I just
You
watched my
haven't?
first Elvis movie recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a little behind on some
Yeah.
things.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies. That would be a tough one to answer.
I
Right,
haven't
well,
seen Shawshank, and she's
Oh yeah, she's got to watch
Beside herself
Shawshank. It's
about
kind
that.
of it's.
Oh, you haven't
upsetting
seen Shawshank? Yeah. you
not
have
the
to do
whole
that.
way through. I've seen snippets of it, but not the
Yeah,
whole
that's
thing.
a good one. That's a good one.
me. Have you seen Tootsie?
Yeah, no. Of course.
Oh, okay. I just watched that one for the first time last year. That was one. That's like the movie that like everybody would say to me anywhere I went, and they'd be talk about Tootsie, and I'd be like, I haven't seen that, and they'd be like, what? I had like 7 DVDs at home because everyone kept giving me DVDs of like, you got to watch Tootsie, and I finally last year Mother's Day convinced my boys to sit down. Well, Mark sit down with me and watch Tootsie, so I finally watched Tootsie.
Have you had the experience where you sit down to have a movie night with your boys because you're like, oh, this was from my childhood and you need to watch it, and you're like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Home
You had that
Alone.
experience?
Home Alone?
I watched it with my kids last year, and I did not realize. Okay, so
Oh my gosh, I'm in shock right now. First of all.
I did not realize how ugly they are to each other, like the siblings.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the things
Yeah.
they say. And so the first hour of the movie, I'm like, we don't talk to each other like that. Don't
Amanda's
repeat that
very
word.
nice. Amanda's like a Hufflepuff over here. She is.
I love that. I
I'm a
love that.
Gryffindor.
Excellent.
Oh, you're
We need more
Gryffindor,
nice
but you're
people
you're a
for big guys.
Hufflepuff waning or whatever they call it.
Yes.
You know what? I'll tell you what not to watch with your boys is the original Total Recall. Don't do that.
Oh wait, that was so good though. Really?
Nope, it's really terrible. And
Is
there's
it the girl
women
with all the
3
boobies?
boobs, and yeah,
Yeah.
the effects. It's really terrible. It does not hold up.
So one that
Aw.
I tried last year for my birthday. I only get to watch whatever I want to watch on 2 days, Mother's Day and my birthday. And last year for my birthday, I insisted on Braveheart. That was a really bad choice. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
realize how much blood and guts. I mean,
That's
I
intense.
thought they could handle it because they like gruesome things, but they,
Mhm.
I mean, Tucker had nightmares for like months.
You know
Oh,
what my
wow.
parents showed me when we were when me and my siblings were children that I, to this day as an adult, cannot fathom showing my children? Did y'all ever see Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band?
No, I've never seen it.
It is basically one giant acid trip. And
Yeah.
I mean, it shows them doing everything you
Oh,
can
I would love
imagine.
that then.
And it's all just based on fun Beatles music. And so you're just like, oh, yeah, this is fine. We had obviously no idea what was happening. But I watched it again as an adult and I was like,
It's your parents' way of tripping.
what were my
Yeah.
parents thinking? We watched it all the time.
My parents, I remember there was one movie they wouldn't let me watch when they would watch it, and they'd be like, you girls have to go upstairs. Oh, you have to go around the corner for this part of the movie. And it was All of Me, the Steve, that's what I was thinking Defending
I
Your
like
Life
that.
was, but
Yeah.
Steve Martin, that might
a
be
good movie.
Lily Tom. I don't remember who the woman is in
I
that.
don't know if I
But
remember that.
It's All of Me, and there was like, I guess there's a sex scene in it. He has a woman, he becomes a woman or something. I don't remember the movie, but I just remember my parents sending me away and us being like peeking around the corner going, what's going on? What's going on? So still to this day, I'm like, I don't know if I should watch that movie. Am I allowed? Like, I still have that like little girl like fear in me.
Oh, cute.
Okay, what is a workout or a class that you're obsessed with?
Okay, this is interesting. So my entire life, I've hated yoga. My entire life. You probably know this. Like, I've hated it.
That's why we're
And,
such-
last year when I was shooting Pretty Hard Cases, I would learn my scripts on the treadmill, and then I just started doing classes online at Alo. You know, Alo Moves. They do great.
They have great sports bras.
And I discovered that, of course, when you're filming, when you're a mom, when you're lifing, it's challenging to get time. And they have 5-minute classes and 10-minute classes and 20-minute classes and 60-minute classes. And I started just doing it when I could and built a practice out of it. And now I'm obsessed.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a yogi. I have to do it at
Okay.
least once a day, sometimes twice a day. And it's just by myself with my computer And I put on aloe moves, and like every time I do one move a little bit better, I give myself like a little pat on the back because it's a practice. And I think I like yoga more than other things because you really can't lie to yourself. Like if you're lifting weights and you're like, oh, you are not going to get that, warrior 3 unless you really keep working and focusing on that muscle at the top of your leg. Like you're not going to do it. So you can't lie to your body. You can't trick your body into doing the class. You really have to keep it as a practice and keep getting better. I'm obsessed with it right now.
And you used to be obsessed with cardio bar, I remember, which is kind of like
I
all
was
these
really
bar
obsessed with
3 and
cardio
all these
bar.
bar
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah.
Cardio bar
The
was
thing
in
about
LA.
cardio bar is it was a
Obsessed.
great class, but I think after a while it was like, okay, now what? And the thing I like about yoga is there's so many different kinds of yoga and so many different levels and different teachers that it's never, your body doesn't, oh, I know what to do now.
Get
You know
used
what I mean?
to it.
Like, it's
Yeah. You can
yeah.
keep building and keep growing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about, do you have a most juicy guilty pleasure?
Most juicy guilty pleasure. Juicy. God, you're stumping me.
Right? This is what we do. This is what we do. I mean, is there like a secret, like you constantly listen to the Spice Girls while you're in your bubble bath, or
Mine's werewolf novels, if it makes you feel any better.
Oh, good. Okay, mine's not spicy, but I love, especially if I'm in a bad mood, I'll like watch a million golden buzzer moments. I love those.
Oh,
They
I
make me
love
feel so
those.
happy. They make me feel so happy.
I cry every time.
I don't know what this is.
They're amazing.
Is it America's Got Talent, right?
Yeah, any of those shows, by the way. When it's like someone who, it's like this little girl comes out and then all of a sudden sings like Janis Joplin and you're like, wait, what? Or, someone was homeless and feeding their kids, living in their car for 3 years and then belts out and they're,
This is called the
Etta
golden
James.
buzzer moment?
No, it's just like the golden buzzer moment is one of those moments on like AGT or something like that where they get through to they get through to Hollywood from their first audition because they just blew everybody away.
Okay.
So
okay.
And you
each
literally
host
die
gets each judge
Yeah.
gets one golden buzzer per season.
that and the dodo has kept me alive over COVID.
Oh, I love the dodo.
I don't know these things.
It's like their little stories on social media. And so
about people helping animals. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Oh, Tara's a big
Because
animal. I
they're-
mean, hence her veganism.
Yes.
But she
Oh my
loves
God.
animals.
And there are so many videos of animal cruelty that it's so nice to have the dodo, which is only, amazing survival stories. People going out of their way to do amazing things to care for animals, which we should. We are able to speak. We are able to build structures. We are able to go to a hospital, do things. And when you talk about being vegan and being a voice for the voiceless, there's like, you can't really compare animals to anything else. Of course, we help children. We help refugees. I'm doing a fundraiser right now for the UNHCR, which helps refugees. So please go donate. It's on my Twitter page. It's so important to help everyone. But
See how
I
she
feel
just
so
pops in a voice.
strongly. I feel so strongly that people don't seem to understand animals aren't here for us to abuse or hurt or exploit. Like they can't speak up for themselves. That was my soapbox.
No, I love it. And that's
great.
Tara gets she's really and this is why she's such a great friend too, because you're so passionate about the things that you are like you have something that you feel strongly about and you like pour all of you into that and like spread and awareness and bring love with it and I just adore you for that.
Thank you. I adore you too. And I was just telling your mama like how proud I am of you. It's like at least it seems every week you're raising money for some charitable cause on your social media as well. And not everybody does that.
Well,
Some people
know,
are just selfies all day, and that's fine too. But I think if you've got a big voice and you can use it to help people, why the hell not?
yeah. I don't dig on the selfies because I can't do my own makeup very well.
It's all about the filters, sister.
Yes, I know. I do love a good filter. You got to teach. I was trying to get Tara to teach me how to do one of those that's not my name videos that everyone's been doing.
Did you do it?
I'm trying. She said to screen record. I don't know. I'm still working on it.
I'll help her figure it out before we
I'm
leave here
still
today.
working on it. Wait,
It's pretty easy, but it is time consuming. Just
that's what I'm realizing. I'm like, I'm trying to find the
Yeah.
clips of all the things I've done that I want to share. And I'm like, I don't know what from my 103 episodes of Melissa and Joey or 163 episodes of Sabrina, like which one should I use?
You know what? You just like take a clip of you on each thing. It goes really quick, so you don't have to think about
That's
it too
true.
much. As long
That's
as
true.
you like how you look in it, just pick that clip.
Oh, okay. Okay, so here's something we have to do. Do you have your phone in front of you?
I just dropped it. Hold on. I just got a new phone.
You're going to get your phone, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to look at your mail, and you're going to tell us how many unread emails you have. Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if you're dirty email girl, too.
Uh,
Because Amanda here is dirty email girl. This is dirty email girl for sure.
Is she?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Wait, where does it say that?
Oh, just the number on the. What? It's so funny that, like, I'm so obsessed with this number, and yet nobody seems to know where it is.
It says
No, literally-
99 new. but doesn't
99
say
new.
which are
Okay,
unread.
that's not bad.
Oh, so she keeps up.
I like
She's
it.
organized.
So do you feel pressured to like constantly check your emails and get that number down or no?
No, I'm not the biggest email person. I like text messages. I'm sure I have a lot of.
How many
Um,
texts do you have right now? I'm like, wait,
I don't have any unread. Oh, sorry, I do have 10 since being on here with you. But
have 5.
texting is
Yeah.
my favorite way to. I don't know, just the quickest way to get me.
Yeah.
I like texting.
So I'll give everyone your phone number and they can all text you today.
Yeah, please do that. I like that. I like that a lot.
So Amanda's going to ask you, we have these
Yes.
this or that questions. Are you ready?
All right, here we go. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Housewives or Kardashians?
Ooh. Housewives.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza. Vegan pizza.
Soft or firm mattresses?
Soft.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, that's such a tough one. I'm so happy to be in Malibu because I have both right now.
Oh, that is
I have a
good.
view of the ocean and of the mountains. Can I say both? I'm
Sure
so
you
lucky
can.
right now. I just keep pinching myself.
Sweet or salty?
Oh, that's tough too because I can be so in the mood for candy and then I'm like, I need a chip.
Country
Shoot.
or rock?
Rock.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Art or sports?
Art. I
Yes.
suck at sports.
So funny. Yeah. Yeah. The art wins out for the most part. I
Usually.
think we have to do a tally at the end
Well,
of the
unless
season.
they're like you and they say art, but really it's sports.
You know, I consider myself an event girl. Like I always say, I'm an event girl, right? Like I've been to, I want to go to the Kentucky Derby and I want to go to the Super Bowl and I want to go to the Monaco Grand Prix. And like, so it's like, I feel like I just want to be a part of the event. I don't, and I
Uh-huh.
want to be there for it. I don't want to watch it on TV. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't know.
Can you play? Can you play? Are you sporty? Are you good at sports?
No. I mean, I think
Oh, yeah,
I'm
me neither.
athletic, but I'm not sporty.
Yeah, I'm not sporty.
No.
I don't
Like,
know.
I'm strong. I'm like freakishly strong, right? Do you think?
I mean, you're very
I mean,
strong.
we've been Amanda and I have been
sure.
doing a lot of Orange Theory, and they keep telling me like, "Can you slow down? You're like I kind of lap people on the floor thing, but that's not a good thing. I just like don't like to be
Powers
bored
through
and
it.
don't want to. Yeah, I want to get through it. But meanwhile, I'm making myself do extra reps, so that's probably not the smartest thing. I'm not efficient with it.
All right.
Well, Tara, thank you so
Is
much
that
for
it?
being
I like
here.
this or that.
Come to Nashville and hang out with us and actually
Yes.
be here and do the
I
podcast.
should. No, I have a lot of friends over the pandemic, and I just read an article about a lot of people uprooting themselves and taking big leaps, which I think is fantastic, and moving over pandemic.
Well, some of your
and a
best
lot of
friends are my
LA has
neighbors.
gone. Yeah, and yeah, some of my besties are your neighbors, and a lot of my friends have left LA and gone to Nashville, and it's definitely in the world of possibility for me after Sammy finishes UCLA.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, you can be bi-coastal. I mean, this isn't really a coast, but you can be bi-coastal.
I could be. I mean, that's the dream, right? I mean, your parents lived the dream, by the way. I
Oh.
mean,
Tara knows. Tara just had lunch with my mom the other day. Yeah, they're my parents are my mom and my stepdad are between an apartment in Paris and an apartment in New York and an apartment in Malibu, and then all they do is use those as bouncing pads for where they're going. Like
Wow.
right now, they're
Yeah.
on like a ski vacation through Wyoming, Montana, down through Utah and Colorado. But then they just got back from Paris, Italy, Portugal, Croatia. I don't know. Like
they
Wow.
travel
Yeah,
so
that's the
much.
dream.
And that is
travel so
a
much that-
beautiful way.
My stepdad had to get a new passport because he had too many stamps. They wouldn't allow him.
I know she told me that story. I'm like, I've never heard anyone.
Yeah, he had too many stamps in his passport and had to get a new one. It wasn't ready to expire. He had no
Yeah.
pages left.
Amazing. That's the way to be. I mean, anytime you travel, you feel like, oh, that's so rich. Like it's way more. It makes you richer than money. Like living another experience, another existence for a little while. I think that's why I loved Italy so much with you. Is like we
Yeah.
really got to live there for a month.
We
And
did. And then
got to know the people.
I was unfortunately breaking up with a
Beautiful.
boyfriend at the time who I decided to put in the movie. So that was a mistake. So,
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was too, but he wasn't in the movie.
yeah, you're breaking up with a guy who was back in LA.
Yeah.
But so you were living the fun single life in Italy pretty much. And I was being dragging around my boyfriend that I wanted to get rid of the whole time.
But that was
But couldn't.
such fun, magical times. What
But
a-
Australia was great because like on Hamilton Island, and I don't know if you've seen it in a while, Tara, but they literally have built it up. When we went, there was one hotel, a pizza restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, a like yacht club where you could shoot pool, a nightclub where you could dance, and like that was it. That was it. There were wallabies everywhere. I would walk to work every morning, like take a little jog, and the wallabies would be jumping out, and then get to work and like dive in the water and go to work. Like it was amazing. And we're on the basically it's part of the Barrier Reef, kind of a little bit off, but
yeah, beautiful. What a beautiful part of the world. What a
for
beautiful part of the
2
world.
weeks we were there on that untouched island. It was, and one of the Beatles lived there. They had a house there. Which one was it?
I can't
Not
remember.
Ringo.
I don't even remember that.
Oh my gosh. Peter, Paul, and Mary. No, I don't know. But yeah, so one of them had a house there. And then we just had the most magical time, but like we got to go diving on the weekends and we basically hung out on a beach to work. It was insane. But
Yeah,
do you remember
it didn't suck.
do you remember the
it didn't
boats? We were on 2 different boats. We were shooting on one boat and the other boat was like our holding where like we were doing hair and makeup and everybody had
Yeah.
and one scene they needed me back on the shooting boat. And I dove in the water and like I was like, I'll just swim over there. Like, no, we'll take you in the dinghy. I'm like, no, I'll swim. It's fine. I swam over there and later on when we got done with the scene and we got out of the water, they were like, that's Shark Alley. And I was swimming in Shark Alley. like,
Yeah, they told us after we got certified that someone had been eaten by a great white. Remember that?
in
Like, right where we
in
were,
Byron
like,
Bay. Yeah. Like
Oh,
maybe a few months before we got
Maybe
certified.
tell us before we jump in the water.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they didn't actually.
That's true.
Because I would not have been. Do you remember we kept joking around about getting the bends? So you
Yeah.
ever dive?
Oh yeah, I know what
I
it is.
just-
I haven't.
I just feel like at this point I'd have to do a whole other training again. I haven't kept it up, and it was really a fantastic, magical thing. Like I really want to do a wreck dive. I want to do that.
Oh,
again.
yeah.
I want to explore.
Yeah. Well, my uncle was in the Navy. He sank a carrier off the coast of Pensacola in Florida.
That
And
was your uncle.
My uncle was part of the people that sank that thing. And they called it, it's the Great Carrier Reef. And I told him, I said, I have to at some point dive the Great Carrier Reef. And he goes, not if you're claustrophobic, you don't want to. And I was like, oh, good
Wow.
point. I didn't think of that. But yeah, we got to go diving again, Tara. Let's take a little
Let's do
trip.
it.
Let's take a
Like I
girls' trip.
said, we can shoot. Sabrina goes to the Maldives.
Sabrina and the Maldives. We got to come up with a cute name for it.
Oh,
though.
Sabrina and the mommy, the mommy witches in the Maldives.
Mommy Witches in the Maldives.
That's a great idea.
I like it. It doesn't even have to be Sabrina. I can be
Oh, it has to be Sabrina.
Barina, Basina. And you can be Wendelin.
Yeah, whatever it takes, just get us to the Maldives. Sister.
Let's go to the Maldives.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we just go to the Maldives? We don't have to work there.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Oh, girl, it's been so fun. Thank you so much for being here.
having me.
Love you lots. I'll see you soon.
I love you.
Oh, you got to give us a secret though for our secret jar, okay? So think of a good secret and then text me.
Really? What do you mean?
So we have this little secret jar, and at the end of the season, we're gonna read them and just guess whose they are. So we won't know. So if you text me your secret, I'll give it to someone here in the studio to write down, and then they'll stick it in the jar, and then we'll have
We'll
to guess
guess who you are.
Wow.
which one's yours.
How
All right.
exciting.
All right. I love you
okay.
though. Yeah, think of a good
I love
secret.
you too.
I'll talk to you soon, Mama. Bye, sweetie.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tara Strong. I mean, is she not?
Amazing.
I mean, she's one of my besties, and I just adore that girl. And she's just so fun to talk to.
so fun. All the voices, so much personality.
You can spend all day and all night talking to that girl, and she will throw in those voices. It gets a little annoying sometimes, but I love her.
No, I would never get tired of that. We could be good friends. I
No,
could
but
see it.
when she's it's a lot of the baby stuff, which then I start doing, and then I'm like, stop, Tara, you're making me do it. I love it. But she's adorable, and I adore her, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We hope that you guys will subscribe if you haven't already, because that really helps us out, and we can do more of these. And we hope you will rate and review wherever you get your podcasts.
5
And-
stars, people.
5 stars. Leave a review because we're going to start posting our reviews on Instagram. You can find us at Wet Women Binge. Hashtag that too if you want to. And what else? Oh, you can also find us on YouTube. So check us out on YouTube and and come back for more. We have lots more coming
So
up.
much more.
Thank you guys for joining us for What Women Binge. You can connect with all of us on your favorite social media platforms. We have at What Women Binge. Amanda.
I'm at Amanda WWB.
I'm at Melissa Joan Hart. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe anywhere you get podcasts. You can find all of our links at whatwomenbinge.com and subscribe on YouTube. Our wonderful theme song was written and produced by my cute husband, Mark Wilkerson. What Women Binge is produced by Laugh-O-Gram Studios. Video production by Matt Giesler and audio by Matt Lott. And production assistant, Jennifer Best. What Women Binge is distributed by Podcast Heat. For more information, visit podcastheat.com.